the Leonis Invitational event for the final round, round 5 at the United States Grand Prix. My name is LR Delta and I'm going to be your main commentator, and I am here with LR Simon. Say hello, Simon.
Hello guys.
How are you doing?
Good, nice and you?
Yeah, I'm absolutely ecstatic. We're at USA right now, which obviously is going to be a very exciting one, but there's a couple of bugs on the lobby. It says it's 3 laps, but actually we're in qualifying, so that's a bit confusing. But yeah, it also says that I'm racing, and I'm confused about that as well, but I'm here, so I don't know why.
The lobby has some problems at the moment, but I don't know if it's a real thing or not.
Yeah, so if we start to see my AI, it's a bit dumb. But from how last week's race went, obviously I was with Bjorn, but we're in the qualifying right now. Pole position is a 129.5 set by the TTG driver of TextFX Pro, followed through with FRL Young Power taking a really good P2 with a 129.6, followed through with the CGT drivers setting 130.0s and then threes. Oh, and Lamp taking a 129.4. So what are your opinions on that, Simon? Do you think they can go quicker than that?
Oh yes, definitely. Knowing Lamp, he can go way quicker. I think tonight we can aim for I-28, I reckon.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how it unfolds for the race, but I'm still confused on why it says I am racing when I'm not. I'm on the other account, so I don't know why it says my name, unless it's another driver, it's just got my name on it. But yeah, they can 100% go quicker, but I will read the message in the chat in a couple of minutes. But if I remember correctly, do you remember the podium finishes from last week, Simon?
Wait, repeat, what did you say?
The results from last week, from the podium last week, do you remember?
Yes, absolutely. So it was a double podium for TTG, which was the first time in the event that this happened, and it was TextFX Pro won the race in front of the MNT driver Louis and in front of his TTG teammate Coutinho.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one indeed. There's a lot of tension, so... Well, who do you think's going to win this event? Because I can't actually... I'm not too familiar on the point difference, obviously, as I'm not really looking at them, but... What?
So, the point difference between MNT and CGT is only of 13 points, and it's MNT who leads the championship at the moment. And yeah, they just need to secure the title, basically. They don't need to win or anything, just grab some points, and it should be all fine for the French team.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how this is, but we have 10 viewers in, but M&T World Rally says that he thinks that M&T will win tonight's race. Very bold prediction there, but it will be close for tonight's race. Maybe it turns wet, potentially. Who knows? A wet race at USA would be, that would be interesting, but yeah, still the fastest lap followed through with the M&T driver of Lamp F1, the M&T driver. So fairly a couple people pretty close to the time, but I think that was just the driver finishing his lap. That was IFR Stinson setting a 130.339. So not that far behind. He's 9 thousandths behind the CGT driver, CGT Pastecchia. I cannot pronounce that name, but yeah. So there's a couple of names that are tongue twisters here, Simon. I must say, from round 1, there's been a lot of different names, but
I reckon tonight in qualification some people will not try to qualify on soft because alternative strategy is really powerful. So I think some people will not take part in qualification and start on medium for the race.
Yeah, there's one guy that obviously, without sounding a bit biased, it'd be Harry, LR Harry. He's gonna have to want to do a good result because obviously his luck's not been the best, you could say, throughout how Italy went. Obviously, I think me and you both saw that, and we saw the reactions of other people. Obviously, not that many people were happy. It was a VRT versus LR moment, which was pretty astonishing to say the least. But
it will be hard for Harry as he just jumped into the car like 1 hour ago, so it will be interesting to see how the British drivers manage to learn the track really fast.
Yeah, there was a lot of people. Like Bryn said it, and then Bjorn said it. He said that the VRT guys are very good at their qualifying pace, but when it comes to the race, they do tend to crack under a little pressure. So that could maybe be their downfall for the
I think
drivers.
it's more of the racing incident because so far VRT locked all of the pole position out of the 4 races. They had 4 pole positions, and just sometimes in races by some crash, some penalties will cost them the win. So it will be interesting to see if they can climb on the podium in USA.
Yeah, we're gonna go on board with Efrel Young Power. He's a 10th down, coming to the second sector now, as he gets an invalid lap there. Not the greatest way to just finish a lap. He only just started, but now he's gonna have to yield. We don't know how many minutes are left of this session, but we're just gonna have to guess it's fairly soon. I'm not too sure, but it is a bit odd why Codemasters has to break on the finale of the event. It's a bit. It's really bad. It's really annoying. This race is already got a few glitches. It's saying I'm even racing in P19, but so I had to leave the lobby and join back again. But it still says that I'm there. But I still can inspect it. So I guess my AI or someone will be racing. But we'll stay on board with Lamp. Obviously, as he is the main showcase. We've seen him at France. He did very well with his teammate. But we'll stay on board with him, see how he can do. He's 1.5 tenths up on his lap, so this could be a very good lap for the MNT driver. So he could improve even more, and it's half a tenth separating TTG Guerze and Lamp F1. So if MNT Lamp can secure that time, he's still 1.5 tenths up, and he gets an invalid. He's not going to be happy about that though. Just in the last corner, just in the third last corner, he got an invalidation.
And Zach is improving by 6 tenths, so that's a lot.
Alright, we'll watch that. We'll see what lap
Zach is improving by 6 tenths.
Yeah, we'll see what lap he can set. Enabling the DRS, and he gets 8th. 130.1.
For the Italian driver.
Yeah, it's looking very good. Who is close to the line? CGT Androa taking P3 with a 129.4, and that is, let's check, who was that? That was someone set a lap, but I only just missed who actually set a lap. Grosse's backing out of his, obviously due to an invalidation. So is CGT Androa. So Simon, I'd like to ask you a couple questions. So from all this event went, do you think it's went perfect in your opinion? Like obviously minus the little errors, but through the teams, like with the battles, you've got MNT, FRL, LR, IFR, ET8, and all that stuff. It's a very big fight.
The event went well, or Leonis in the event went well?
Just all the teams in general. It's went all according to plan, in my opinion. I could say
I think it's been really enjoyable to see all these teams fighting so hard for the top position, and it's really great to see like such team players like giving slipstream to their teammate and pushing each other. So
like for example, at France, the MNT drivers were always really good at that teamwork. So if they can keep up with that teamwork for this race, they could be in for winning the event. Obviously it's Lamp F1 and MNT Louis VLT, so that's a pretty strong team right there. You've got one MNT driver slotting himself into P1, but Efrel Young Power actually has gotten pole. I just completely smoothed over that, but 129.2.
And I think he will keep his pole position as it starts raining, so...
Oh!
Yes, the rain kicks in, so
wow,
Young Power might keep his pole position at the moment.
Yeah, so maybe, but for once it's not gonna be a VRT driver, potentially not on pole. But I don't want to be a jinx because maybe a few of the drivers could just improve, but I wouldn't expect it by a lot of time. We'll see. Yeah, he's got an invalid. STV Ruben does. What about Tim Wentank? As he gets 8th with a 129.8, the VRT driver. Very good lap, but we have 16 viewers. Welcome to the stream. Harry B, the LR driver, is still sitting in the pits without a time. So there's a couple
Yeah.
of drivers who haven't set a time. We've got X Drez, he's not going to be able to improve on his lap. He's slotting himself back into the pits. But a wet race, like I said, Simon, would change it all up. It would make it much more of a more intense battle to the event, and also it'd be spiced up because we haven't had a wet race, I don't think, in this whole event.
No,
I'm
we
not
have
too
not
sure.
actually.
So this is the one little bit of rain that we get into the event this week for the finale. So we've got a couple drivers going out on their laps right now. That's Harry B, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Alton is going on board with the Ferrari driver. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. I still don't understand why it's glitched. But yeah, that's CGT Pastasuka. I cannot say that name. But yeah, we've got the CGT driver and the Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo driver, he is behind Harry right now. So both of them are going to be wanting to do some laps. But SW Ruben retiring from the session. We're going to stay on board with Lamp F1 as he's on his lap right now. Coming through to sector 3 now. He's not too sure if he's on his time, but we'll stay on board. Coming through, a little bit of slide there, but he's going to yield and he's going to go back into the pit lane. I don't think anyone's going to improve on that lap, Simon. I don't think anyone's going to be able to improve on the lap. I think the conditions are just too wet right now. I don't think anyone will be able to improve. But yeah, a couple drivers are retreating from their laps. Some with FRL Chapelele. ESW Colin R. Mason. He's onto the second sector now. So, well, what are your opinions? Simon, we've got one VRT driver in 8th, and then we've got another in 16th. So this is a complete grid swap from how the other races went for VRT, because they were fighting for the pole position. So for this week, for the finale, they've completely changed.
I think Leon might want to try the alternative strategy because he only did one lap and retired straight away. So I reckon he wants to start on medium or in hard maybe.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting because the strategies can be fairly mixed around here, but we'll stick on the tires, see how everyone's doing. Yeah, I would assume, yeah, it's just softs. But let's see. No one's going to be doing a lap, I don't think, because it's wet. So yeah, I think everyone will just be retiring from the laps. Extras is actually doing a lap, surprisingly. Coming through to the S section now. It does look absolutely drenched out there, Simon, I must say.
Yeah. It's really raining.
But any predictions for the race that without being a jinx towards other teams, because me and Brent and a little bit of Bjorn have had a little bit of history with that in the comms box for every race week. We've always said something about an LR driver or a VRT, and then we just completely jinx it, and it just goes completely opposite of what we've just said.
I think Young Power can win because so far he only got second place, but I think he wants redemption in USA and he wants to win his first race. And I see also a MNT guy fighting for the win as they are both really close and they can help each other for winning. So yeah, between FRL and MNT, I would say.
Yeah, it'll be a fairly interesting race, I must agree with you with that. But we will just be waiting for a few of the drivers to retire, but fairly good attendance, I must say. The little stressful thing is that we don't actually have any confirmation on when this ends, this qualifying. But we will be waiting for a few of the drivers to retire, because I wouldn't assume that they'd be improving on their laps. But a driver actually, a sort of person put a message in the chat, Simon, if you'd like to hear. Someone said that Harry will win by 20 seconds.
Wow, who said that?
A guy called Rocker, actually. Rocker and then a dot. So
That's a bold prediction.
yeah, it's a very bold prediction. He's sitting in P18, then obviously me and your team are all the way, but P18 though. Nah, it'll be
is over.
yeah, so I warn you guys through the top 10 and then I'll let Simon take over. So we have pole position, not a VRT driver, but it's an FRL driver of young power. Then we've got Lamp F1, TTG Gurase, then Androa, then TexFX Pro, MET Louis, I4 Ace, Tim Wentink, CGT Pastisuka, FRL Chaplele, then LRZak, and then do you want to take the rest for them,
Okay.
Simon?
So Ruben in P12, Stinson P13, the second S2V car in P14, Colin P15, Leon for VRT 16, 17 Javi, Ari 18, and Rez 19.
And obviously for some reason it says me for some odd reason.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
very
understand
weird.
it. Yeah, I hope it does not put me in the race, because if I get put in the race, I'm honestly going to be so upset. Because we're at an event, I'm spectating, and it's just going to put me in a... If it does... Okay, it didn't. Whew. It didn't put me in a driver's seat. It didn't. That's good.
It
I
was
would've-
just a qualifying glitch, I believe.
Yeah. But I would have been very scared, I must say, Simon. On the stream, if it put me genuinely in a driver's seat, I would have been scared. Because imagine that, we're streaming an event right now and you'd have to commentate over my POV of an event.
That would have been terrible.
Yeah, I would have had to retire instantly, but Bjorn says a Simon with a little love heart emoji. So obviously you've got a little fan of Bjorn.
Oh, of course. My French accent, always.
See, I told you. I told you. I told you. The French accent is honestly probably one of the best accents out there. So that's why French commentators are very underrated. It's the accent.
I know.
accent.
Accélère.
It's the accent. So obviously my accent is just. It switches. Honestly, it switches way too much. But Abby Boyd says I'm waiting for a world class recovery drive from Harry B, or LR Harry, you could say. Now that would be interesting.
Really quick. Ari is really quick. I think he can pull that off, honestly. So let's see.
Yeah, but obviously we are missing just one of the drivers, and that is the ESW driver. So unfortunately for him, he will not be taking the race. But we're underway for the formation lap, but we'll stick on the tire compound and run us through. So obviously the top 10 drivers are going to be running on the soft compound, meanwhile the guys from 11th to 19th are going to be on the mediums. But for some reason it says that I'm still there, and I would assume that that is actually ESW Colin R. Mason, but it's saying it's me. Because it can't be me, considering I'm not even... Oh, it's whatever, but obviously we're gonna miss one driver, so I guess I'm here. So, like I told you, Simon, can I please have a drive in the event? And I guess, well, my AI is somehow in the seat. So
but
could we
you
see?
will score points for the other team, so
Yeah. So if
I'm not a fan of this idea. I'm not a fan.
yeah, so if that Haas seat of Delta F1 can get a point, that would obviously go to the... What team is... Yeah, it would go to the ESW drivers, because technically it's not actually supposed to be me in there, it's Colin. Not Colin, Ivor Bryn. But Ivor's not even here though, so it's just put two versions of me, so you've got LR Delta and you've got my doppelganger and sitting in P20. And it is me, because it's got the exact same helmet, so... Fairly confused about that one, I must say, but... Harry Banks says, I will have some faith. Yeah, so obviously it'll be a very interesting combat drive. If he can somehow go from P18 to even a podium position, that would make it an absolute banger of a result for Leonis, I must say. Wouldn't you agree, Simon?
Yes, just in the points, it will be amazing starting from P8. So let's see.
Yeah, all me and you can do is just pray that obviously both of our boys can get into the results of points for the finale. But This event has been very fun. I must say, obviously, I've had a good little mix of drivers, not drivers. Well, yeah, a driver and a commentator. We've had Bryn, and then we've had Bjorn, and now we've got you for the finale. So we have the Frenchman in the commentary box with me. So I've had a fairly fun event, but for USA to end it off will be very interesting. So we've got F1 Young Power versus Lamp F1, and then you've got TTG Garcia. So that's already just right there an amazing freeway battle for the lead.
Yes.
So hopefully we wait for the drivers to line up. Who is it? It's obviously for some reason me, but for the whole race I'm not even going to bother watching my car. I'm not even going to bother watching it because I don't know why it's there. But it's not that big of a deal because we did have one driver saying they wouldn't be able to make it through the qualifying, so I guess it's just glitched. But we will breeze over that. But we do have a light glitch, but I would assume it's 5 red lights. And away we go to round 5 of the Lyonnes Grand Prix at USA. Good start from F1 Young Power as he's getting almost pressured by Lamp F1. Coming from someone, they're going side by side. Who will get the better exit? And it looks like F1 Young Power defends the lead, but for some reason it says my car is leading the race. Not too sure what that's about, but we will see how F1 Young Power deals with this as we've got 19 viewers in the stream. Welcome. But what a start though. Simon.
Actually, your car is in first position, and I'm afraid it's not ghosted for some reason. So your car is really glitched.
Yeah, that's confusing, but obviously they should be able to get past that as the AI probably is fairly low. But wait, so someone is actually driving that car?
I don't know, but your car is not ghosted at the moment.
So there's actually someone in it. Okay, but we'll just ignore that. Obviously, it's provisional P1 for FRL Young Power, but that looks like Lamp pressuring it on to the FRL driver coming through to, I am pretty sure that's turn 13, but looking like a collision though. Obviously, both the drivers just sending it on the AIs. They should be able to get it pretty straightforward on me, you could say, but Lamp F1 pretty much pressuring on the FRL drivers. FRL Chapley picking up a 3-second time penalty. Already 1 lap in, and he's the first driver to pick up a penalty. But opinions on that start, Simon?
A lot of cars are stuck behind you actually, so it's really messy behind. A lot of cars are trying to pass you, and
yeah, I'm fairly pretty confused. But it still says I'm leading, but I'm not. But yeah, this is weird, but obviously there's a timing glitch, so just keep spectating P2 and we should be fine. But looking like FRL Young Power is pretty much kind of extending a gap, you could say, to the MNT driver of Lamp F1. It's a very funny gamer tag, I must say. Lamp F1, very creative name, I must say. But then it's followed through with Tim Wenting, actually P4, believe it or not, according to the game.
For the Dutch driver.
Yeah, 100%. But obviously we're on the long straight now. But we'll check and see how the position changes have went, and we'll see who's went up. But we've got Tim Wenting actually going up 4 positions off the start. So he indeed started P8, but now he's into P4. So he's looked like he's had an absolute fantastic start. But we will see. Do you want to give us a little bit of a commentary? I'll let you have a little bit of a shift. Obviously, as you are the guest commentator, I can give you a little bit of
Honestly,
little bit of room.
At the moment, I'm just looking behind to see like what's happening with your AI car, and that's really carnage. Like a lot of people are trying to overtake you. So that's really funny.
Yeah, it's very, it's a bit funny to end the race off. So technically, I have raced technically, but I haven't. But we've got Leon Bentley, actually P20.
I don't know what happened for Leon.
Yeah, because I know it wasn't the AI, and he's not got damage, so he actually looks like maybe he's been pressured in to a little bit of pressure. But Ivor Bryn says I can't join. You wouldn't have been able to join, unfortunately though, due to the fact that you joined only just in the race. So
yes.
yeah, we did get told that by you yourself. You did say that you might be able to join at the end of the quali, but obviously you won't be able to, as we're already in the race, so apologies for that. But FRL Chaplilly picking up yet again another penalty, putting it up to 6 seconds of penalties just in lap 3. But we'll stay on board with Lamp F1. But opinions on Young Power actually kind of extending a little bit of a gap to the M&T driver, as you can see right now.
I don't think Lamp is actually trying to go for an overtake. As we saw plenty times in the esports series, sometimes it's better to just stay behind, manage your ERS, and go for the right time go for the overtake at the right time. So I reckon the MNT guy is just trying to wait until the DRS to overtake FR Young Power and clear him.
Yeah, you can almost see that just throughout the ERS difference between them. You've got Lamp F1, who's basically almost on a full tank, compared to FRL Young Power, who's on 44%. And then we've got... So yeah, it almost looks like he's not having to push too much in the Renault, compared to FRL Young Power, who's burning a lot, you could say.
He's pushing a lot behind. He has 30% of ERS, so he's really trying his best to stay with the leaders.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
The CGT guys who is really pushing as well to stay behind the VRT driver.
On
he picks up his first penalty.
Yeah. How about that? As talking of that, actually, no, one of our drivers, LR Zach, actually picks up a 3-second time penalty. So the penalties almost look like they're flying in right now. Maybe it's just a little bit dirtier, it's just losing them, or they're just trying to abuse the track as much as possible, as this track just is it's not really necessarily a DRS train, but it is a little bit difficult.
Defending from Simpson, and Zach is overtaken by the EFR driver.
Oh, it looks like he was going to try to go for a switchback though, but doesn't get it in time. Oh, so we'll stick on the gap to the leader right now and see the gaps to the leaders. So just from first, so just from 6th to 1st is 3.5 seconds of a gap. So the top 5 pretty much almost peeling. Well, sorry, the top 3 actually pretty much peeling a gap to the rest of the grid behind. So I did say at the start of the race that it would be interesting to see how this top 3 battle goes, but they've pretty much been peeling away from him. But Leon Bentley though on the fresh hard, so he might have got a little bit of wing damage. But we're gonna go on board with Harry though, see how he's doing. Where is he? He's sitting P14 then now, looking like he's gaining on Drez, but not enough though. Is there any battles that you could see that could unfold here, Simon?
I'm looking.
Oh, Stinson.
Stinson picks up his first penalty.
I would love wet weather though, around here. This would be absolutely amazing if we got wet weather.
It's really quiet at the moment.
Yeah, I think the drivers are just trying to stay chill, conserve their tire wear as much as possible. Because tire wear, well, what would you do in this situation, Simon? If you were one of these drivers, what would your game plan be?
You don't want to fight in USA. In USA, you just want to take care of your tire and go to the end, because every battle costs you a lot of damage in the tire. So you really want to stay calm and just do your race and overtake in the straight line with the DRS. No funny things or anything like this.
Yeah, you don't want to mess around too much. Obviously, battles are great and all, but like you just did say there, you could be risking a lot time and also the tire wear as well. So would you say that the tire wear is fairly high for this track, or would you say it's kind of minimum, just between?
No, it's pretty high around the USA. It's really a big factor every time when you race. You really think about your tires and less about your pace. So
yeah, we'll see how this does, but yeah, sticking to what Lamp said, sticking to what you said about Lamp F1, he does just look like he's just trying to stay behind him. But look at the ERS though on FRL Young Power, 11%.
He's pushing really hard to stay in the lead, but
yeah,
it's really a good strategy, as eventually will be overtaken by Lamp in the straight line. So
yeah. you wanna obviously be in the lead and you wanna push and show your pace, but burning a lot of ERS though just to stay in front isn't the healthiest strategy. But Lamp might have a good run on him though onto the straight, but we'll go on board. He pretty much breezes past, as you said there, Simon. Just take the lead, so that puts the M&T driver into the lead of this Grand Prix. He picked his moment very well, but Young Power's not going to be too pleased with that, but we'll see if anything else happens. But Efrel Shapalele now on 9 seconds of penalties, already in lap 6, so he looks like he's losing a lot of time potentially. But yeah, Leon Bentley on the fresh hard 3 lap old tyres, but nothing really happening too much. Pretty much a quiet race, but fairly interesting though.
And Tim Wetnick got his first penalty as well.
Ooh, this is interesting, but we'll see. Oh, yeah, that's a pit lane. Efrel Shapalele sticking in the pit lane. We'll see what tyres he sticks on. I would presume they are the mediums. Yes, they are, and he's fixing a little bit of wing damage, so he's picked up a little bit of damage off of the start. But a couple of people saying in the chat, "Let's go MNT." So a lot of the viewers are loving this.
Chapelele changed his wing. So.
Yeah, he changed his wing damage, so he might have gotten a little bit of wing damage earlier in the race, but that would make sense considering he was losing it a lot. But Stinson, it's a very odd name, but yeah, IFR Stinson picking up another penalty, I'm pretty sure. We'll stick on the penalties. So the most we have is FRL Shapalele, but yeah, I was going to say, is Young Power available for the move? But oh, and that's M&T Louis looking for a move. Could we have? Oh, and that's Tim Wentank getting shoved off by IFRS, but they're going side by side. Is IFRS gonna keep going round the outside, almost losing it together? But they're still going side by side, wheel banging, and Ace only just gets it. But Tim Wentank a little bit furious there to accidentally tap the back of him, but that's not going to be good for him though, because now he's got TTG Gurase right on his tail. So fair enough to IFRS getting past the VRT driver. Very good move.
And the other EFA driver is really catching to the TTG driver in front of him, so
yeah, this is getting
the
interesting.
race is looking good for EFA at the moment, with both of the car in the points.
It will be an absolutely interesting one. Obviously, when it comes into strategy, that's when it all comes into play. If you know the right strategy, you are basically getting this win. Obviously, that's just a bit of a bold prediction, but if you can time this perfectly, you will be winning this race. But Tim Wentank, as Bjorn actually did say, and the VRT drivers do struggle a little bit under pressure, but that is him now onto 6 seconds of penalty. So it's almost just on that first sector in the S section that they're starting to pick up the penalties, Simon. So
yeah, what a shame for the VRT driver who starts so well the race and now he's only P8. I think he can still come back. He has a good pace, so
yeah, and we've got to remember the and now that's 12 seconds for the FRL driver Shapalele. So not looking like a good race for three of the drivers: ESW Colin R. Mason, FRL Shapalele, and Leon Bentley, the VRT driver as well. So it's not looking like VRT's day, but it's looking like M&T's race right now, because you've got one in P1, you've got one in P5. So very strong positions for the M&T driver of Lamp and Louis.
Yes.
But that looks like TexFX Pro, the TTG driver in the McLaren, getting ready to pit. We'll see what tyres he sticks on. I presume they are going to be the mediums. We'll see if anyone else pits. Oh, that's the hards. So potentially looking for a one-stop, Simon. What do you think about
that? You can still do the one-stop in medium, so that's really interesting to see him going in hard. He doesn't believe he can go to the end with the medium, so let's see how the others respond to this.
Yeah, that'll be interesting, because that's a really interesting strategy. We've got a nice looking side-by-side battle between the S2V driver and the 88 driver coming through to the S section, but that's looking like ESW Colin R. Mason trying to stick his nose in a little fight there between both drivers, but can't get it done. But that's now Shapley with another penalty. But S2V Fenny right on the back of ETA But yeah, V.
And Louis is going for a move on the CGT guy.
Oh,
No,
he's backing
not
out.
quite yet. Yeah,
But he has burned a lot of ERS. I must comment on that. He has burned a lot of ERS. Obviously, like you did say, if you shouldn't be it is not healthy to push the car. But that looks like Tim Wentink going for the move on I for Stinson, and they're still going side by side. So can he regain it? And he does. What a switchback! And he goes for another switchback, but he loses the rear.
The soft tires are starting to really die. So
yeah, you will.
Team can't battle anymore with this tire. And
Yeah,
he goes to the pits.
He gets a speed in the pit lane. CGT Androa, 5 seconds added to his time, and Harry B picking up a 3-second time penalty. So both of the MNT drivers actually staying out. Fairly interesting. So what are your comments on that? MNT drivers wanting the track position P1 and 2 right now, but they will have to pit. When do you reckon they'll pit? Because they got to time this perfect before anything happens that would put them to a bad risk.
I think Lamp is going to pit first for medium and going to the end, and Louis will do the same, but just one lap after to really care so Louis can have a little bit of so Lamp can have an undercut on his teammate and secure the first position at the moment.
Yeah, we have 18 laps to go, and we've got the M&T drivers taking the lead right now of this race. Obviously they will need to pit, so this would potentially put a who would actually come back into net P1, or will it stay as that? But that looks like LR Zach doing a move on Stinson, coming side by side on to turn 15. Yeah, this is 15. Oh, and he gets a penalty for it. So, and they're still going. It's coming on to turn 17 and 18 and now the sweeping right-hander, but it looks like Zach is going to get that position for P3 in the bag. Obviously they're going to have to pit sooner or later, but we've got a 5-way battle right here between each of them. But yeah, that's Lamp F1 sticking on the mediums. We're going to go back to this battle between LR Zach, IF4 Stenson, X Drez, Harry. Sorry, obviously they've swapped a little bit, but it's all the medium guys, Simon, that are having a nice little scrap between each other.
Well, Young Power and Long Power. Young Power is ahead of the MNT guy.
Oh!
Yes, he
only just got it there.
Yeah. The overcut worked for the Italian driver.
Yeah, he timed that very perfect. Same with Lamp. Lamp slotted himself into P8, but they are going to have to just absolutely push it because these guys have still not pit, but M&T Louis, he's on to turn 11 onto set 2 on the DRS straight, so he should be fairly safe.
Look how much Young Powers has ERS and look how much Lamp has ERS. It's going to be a really simple move for the MNT guy going to the straight line.
Yeah, this will be like before the first lap, like the 5th or 6th or 7th lap I think it was. We did have a similar thing like this. It looks like Christmas at the back of the F4L driver as his blinker is going absolutely blinking away, but F4L Young Power going on the defensive inside line, but Lamp doesn't get it surprisingly there. So yeah, he's not trying to do anything too silly right now because they remember that they have to get and catch up to the guys who have not pit. But and it looks like it's just a trend though, but that they were contemplating there going for the move, but neither of them are pitting, so they probably will keep going. But that's the M&T drop.
Colin is off. He got spun around by the TTG driver going to the fast right-hander.
Oh, and it's not what you want, and he's had to go into the pits. Has he got damage?
I don't think so, but I think his tires are dead. He had to go through the gravel. So, yeah.
Yeah, obviously that's not good, but it's not good for the VRT drivers sitting in P18 and P14, and they've slotted themselves into a lot of penalties, I must say. But we'll stick on the gap to the leader to see how it is. But that's Lamp picking up his first time penalty of the race. But that's Harry getting past Stinson on to turn 12 on the DRS, and he gets the DRS. So that was incredible placement from the LR driver. He placed his car in the right moment at the right time to get the overtake, which will keep him in P3 for now. But they will have to pit though, Simon. They will have to pit. So when do you reckon the medium guys will pit? This lap or maybe in another couple of laps? How long do you reckon they could last?
I think they will pit lap like, I don't know, like 15, 16, something like
Tim.
this. Or maybe
Tim
later.
and ETA Javi battling it out onto sector 3 now, but nothing happening too much as Tim gets past him pretty and fairly easily. But yeah, it's looking like a good day for us though. Even though he hasn't pit, we've got an LR driver leading the race.
That's good to see.
Yeah, it's good to see. But oh, and that is, who is that? That is the driver of me, just coming up the pit lane. We'll ignore that. But luckily, is he ghosted? Yes, he is.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Good, that's good. Because we don't want any no ghosting between that coming up the pit lane. But that looks like FRL Chaplele going for a move onto the ET8 driver, Biavi onto turn 1. Colin R. Mason picking himself up. A 3-second time penalty. We'll see if anything's unfolding. Do you see any battles looking like they're gonna unfold?
Leon is just behind the SUV guy, so I think I reckon he will overtake him in the main straight.
Yeah, we'll keep on board with them. Yeah, we'll stick that one right there, as they are the closest guys. It's looking fairly packed up on the long straight.
Lamp F1 overtakes Ruben for P5.
Good overtake, But
he's now
thoughts
just
on the race?
behind the medium runner of Stinson, who is yet to pit at the moment.
And so, Trap Formula says, hello mate, hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are enjoying the amazing commentary of me and Simon. But Leon Bentley picking up another penalty, that's putting him on to 9. So what are your thoughts on the VRT driver lineup right now, Simon? What are your thoughts on it?
It's a shame to see VRT ending the season like this, as they started really strong with fourth pole position, and they won the first race thanks to Benjamin, the newly crowned PSGL F2 champion. So it's a shame to see them ending like this, but I think they can still get a good result in the championship with the points they got in the first part of the season. So
yeah, and that looks like Lamp F1 looking like he's eager for the move onto Stinson, and he gets it done onto the straight, and he's almost just given a little bit of a squeeze, but he gets the DRS. So you were correct on that one, Simon. Lamp F1, the MNT driver, getting the overtake, slotting himself into P4 because he is not far. But that looks like I4 Stinson was looking for the move there, but he yielded.
Lamp really needs to create a 3 seconds gap with Young Power because of his penalty, so it's really crucial for the MNT driver to overtake as many people in the shortest time possible to really clear the gap between him and the FL driver.
100%. So we'll see how long the medium guys can last. I would presume 15 laps roundabout they could nearly last it. Yeah, at least 15 laps, I reckon they could last it. So it might be this lap, or if they're looking pretty confident, they don't feel like they're losing the time.
Lamp is going for it on Harry.
Onto turn 1, looking like he's going for a double there, but didn't get Drez, but he got Harry. Fantastic move from the MNT driver, looking like he's just pacing through the grid fairly easy, but that is because he's on 3 lap older tyres, while the rest of the guys have not stuck on another set. So oh, an ace, picking up a 3-second time penalty. So, a pretty big bunch of the drivers picking up. Oh, and that's the driver off. That's Tim.
Tim Watnick is off.
Oh, what happened? So that's not looking good.
After such a good start, Tim just is P16 at the moment, and his tires are absolutely dead. As you can see, he can barely accelerate. What a shame for the VRT driver.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate, but we do have now Lamp F1, the MT driver, in P2 now, and he will be in net P1 as Ellerzak still has not pit yet, so this is looking like a
Young
fantastic.
Power
Oh,
overtakes Harry. Young Power just overtook Harry for 4th position.
yeah, it is looking like the medium guys who have not pit yet are gonna have to pit now sooner or later because they are dropping positions. As you've seen, Harry, he's almost been losing a couple of positions, but he's not pitting just yet.
Dress is in the pit.
Yeah, we'll see what he sticks on. Obviously, I'm going to assume he'd stick on the softs, or maybe, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, the soft. It's the soft for the Ferrari driver. And Ruben followed him, I believe. It was Ruben. Yes, it's Ruben who followed him also to pit for on soft. For soft.
Where are they going to come out, though? That's the interesting thing. Obviously, the soft will be absolutely beaming at the speed that they're going to be going at, but the S2V driver, that's Harry B picking up a 3-second time apparently, but Lamp gaining on Ellerzak, and he is in DRS range, I'm pretty sure, only just, but he is burning a lot of ERS, same with Ellerzak, so they're pretty much going to be in equal.
Big step over here for Zach at the exit of the.
Oh, that's Chaplele, FRL Chaplele losing it. He lost it there. He lost it on turn 9 there, just on the exit of the S section, but well, he is still okay, but that's great. But can I just comment, Simon, that we've had 0 retirements this whole race, even though we've still got a couple more laps for that to change. We've had no retirements.
In USA there's so many penalties that it's really important to stay on track, because you never know, with penalties you can still gain some position, so it's really important to stay on the track and see what happens, and maybe there will be a safety car, so never give up, especially not in USA.
Exactly, but Ellerzak, because we were just commenting on, he is now in the pits, followed through with IFR Stinson, so, well, obviously he will be sticking on the softs as he's doing the alternate strategy. Almost had a little bit of a start there, but yeah, he's doing the alternate strategy. But that puts Lamp F1 into the lead for now, unless anything happens. But all Lamp needs to do is gap Young Power by 3 seconds or more to keep this P1, unless FRL Young Power can somehow put himself into a penalty.
It will be the end of the race, which will be really important for the Renault driver, as he pitted that 2 laps later than the FRL driver, so he can still win this thing with a new fresher tire. So finger crossed for the MNT grade.
Yeah, absolutely. But what are your thoughts on this race, though? As we're 17 out of 28, did you reckon that it was going to be like this for the race? We've got the MNT driver pretty much. Obviously, he has got the penalty, so it is going to make it a really interesting way near the end for the Renault driver and the Red Bull driver, as he needs to keep it 3 seconds. Do you think he has the pace to extend it to that gap?
Like I said, I think it will be in the end of the race, but he will truly manage to create a gap with Young Power. But Young Power is really quick. He finished twice on the podium, the 2 times he finished, so let's keep an eye on the Italian driver.
This will be interesting, and that's Harry B now. He's lasted 17 laps on the mediums, so fair play to him. So if a safety car did happen, he would be in the best position possible, as he has literally no penalties whatsoever. So if a safety car did happen, but that's Young Power, Simon, has picked up a penalty.
Now he's out of the red zone of the MNT car, so it's working really good for MNT. They could bring the title home if they keep doing like this. So
who did you say the championship fight was between again through teams?
There's only 13 points between MNT and CGT.
Ooh, so it could be fairly close, but the chat has just went up from 50 to 79 messages as someone's spamming the word free. Yes, 3-second time penalty for both of them, so this will be fairly close. But TTG Tex Fex Pro could be in contention if he can maybe gain a lot more time on the drivers in front of him. You could see a TTG driver actually take away a podium. Possibly.
But he's on hard tire and maybe at the moment he will be really slow, but I think soon enough it will be a little bit quicker with the tire degradation of the other, so let's keep an eye on him.
Yeah, because CGT Androa has 8 seconds, so he has the 3 second and then plus the 5 second. So maybe we could actually see this, but the gap between them is 6 to 5 tenths. So yeah, it's looking like the TTG driver and the McLaren. But Zach picking up the fastest lap, a 1:32.6. So wait, who did I say there? Harry? Did I say Harry? Yeah, Eller Zach. Sorry, I completely got that wrong. But Efrail Chapelele on an absolutely astonishing 29 seconds of penalties.
What a shame for the FL driver.
Oh, and that's... well, yeah, that's just the drivers getting through to the pits, but... we will see how this is, but we're on lap 19 out of 28, but... so... this will be fairly close.
Zach is stuck behind the battle between ET8 driver and a TTG driver.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see if he can go for the move right now as he's in the slipstream. Obviously they are burning a lot of ERS, but Zach looking like he's playing for the main game right now. He's just trying to keep... was he off?
Yeah, yes, but he came back on the side. He nearly avoided a big collision for the Italian driver. He nearly ran into the back of the ET8 driver. It was really impressive.
Yeah, it was good reaction time from them. They're just flying into the right because, yeah, you are correct. I literally got the best POV of that. So for him to just avoid that, fair play, mate. Fair play. That could have went very wrong.
The tire difference between the soft and the hard at the moment is really impressive. So Zach thought he could brake later, but with the hard, the TT driver brakes so much early than what Zach expected.
Yeah, and Harry, it takes... who is that? That looks like Drez getting the move on CGT past Dusieka, and STV Finney picking up a 3 second penalty. So the penalties are looking fairly high, but like you did say, for the drivers, do not give up because anything can happen. And Elarzak following through with a penalty. So being on the fresh soft, now picking up a penalty. It's not good, but he's got damage. Elarzak's been got... wait, someone's got damage?
He spun.
Oh,
Zach,
no.
Zach is not behind Harry, so...
wait, so who was it? Who got damage?
He didn't get damage, just I think he had a little bit of snap of oversteer, I reckon.
Alright, okay, because I thought I saw a side plate there. I did get a little bit scared there for the LR driver, but looking like a fairly decent result for the both of them. Sitting in P11 and P12, so they've still got time to maybe get through the positions, through the
Oh, what happened to Stinson? I think Stinson is out.
Oh, it's him. It's Stinson that has the damage, actually. Because I did see a little bit of damage come off in the exit.
Right.
The ones, yeah.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I did see a little bit of side plate, but I didn't know if it was the racing point. So obviously it just completely bounced off the track. The side plate did, but yes, that's for Stinson sat in P11 with wing damage, so he's gonna have to box and get that repaired.
He's going into the pits.
But
yeah, he's going to give up.
Yeah. That's unlucky. And Zach.
Well. Yeah, I think his tires are dead.
Zach retired when he didn't actually have any penalties.
Yeah, Zach had 21 seconds of penalties actually.
Wait, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, it hasn't told me. It said he had none.
No, Zach had 21 seconds at the time he retired.
Oh wait, let's check. Oh wow, we actually did. Wow, it's because there's probably a few drivers that on the game are saying that they didn't actually have any penalties. Because for me, it's saying that Stinson and Zach had no penalties. But fair enough. But lap F1, he's pulled a 2 second, almost 2.1 second gap between Efrail Youngpower, but Efrail Chapelele getting disqualified.
Oh my god.
Oh, and Harry and TTG Garcia battling it out.
Yeah, he just went in the inside.
Very nice, very nice. But this is for points though. If we stick on the penalties, yeah. So Garcia has 3 seconds and Harry has 6 seconds. So what Harry's going to need to do is he's going to have to try gap him by just 3 seconds, but he is on the soft. Meanwhile, Garcia is on the hard. So it should be pretty straightforward. But just this track is just a DRS train.
As Ruben picks up another 3 seconds of penalty, he has now a total of 21 seconds.
Slotting himself into the 20s.
What a shame for Ruben, as he is actually the winner of the Italian Grand Prix. So.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember that because of the Harry and
penalty.
the
Yes,
I remember that.
It was Balina, I believe, incident.
Yeah. Yeah, VRT Billionaire and Harry, they had a little bit of an incident at turn 1 which slowed the SUV driver to actually win it. So they actually pulled in a very good result in the bag. But thoughts on this race, Simon, throughout the start? Obviously qualifying was fairly close, but were you expecting the penalties to be this bad? Obviously
yes.
This is expected. Were you expecting it?
I raced plenty of time in USA, and every time it's the same with a lot of penalties. It's like Russia and Abu Dhabi, and Mexico. You can pick a lot of penalties, and sometimes the most important is not to be quick, it's just to not pick up penalties and
just be consistent. That's basically all it is, isn't it? But hats off to him, Lamp F1. He's done very well. Obviously the penalty will come into play, but he stayed out. He's kept his nose clean when it came to overtaking the guys who actually hadn't pit. So yeah, it'll be a fairly interesting battle to see if Everly Young Power can gain on the Renault driver in the lead right now. We're 23 out of 28, so he's still got a couple more laps to potentially close that gap. But it was 2.1 seconds a moment ago, but it's 1.6 right now. So the ERS difference, though, it's still the same as what we were commenting on earlier. But looking like the VRT drivers having a little bit of a scrap on the sweeping right-hander as Leon gets past Tim Wentink.
And big snap of a steer for Tim Wentink.
And Leon picking up a penalty on the last corner, on the last sector. Yeah, once the rear just snaps out, it'll give you a penalty. So that's unfortunate for them. It really is, though, as they're technically in last, because obviously if you take away the driver, which is me, in P17, they are indeed last, but battling each other.
They're just having fun between each other there, I believe. They're not going to get into the point, so they're just going fully at it.
They're going to side by side.
What a nice battle, actually.
Give it a little bit of a show. They're still going.
Yeah.
And Leon gets it. So yeah, like you did say, they're just having a little bit of fun. And Tim Wentink going for the switchback. So we've wanted the battle, but we've got it right here between the two guys of the VRT drivers having a little bit of fun. As Tim Wentink diving down the inside, still going side by side, and he's shoving him.
He's going to have the DRS. And once again some wheel contact between the two.
They're still going. This is a fairly exciting and fun battle to spice up. But he's looking for it. He's going for the outside line, but a little bit of a lock up there.
Big snap of the steer from Team Wentink.
This is the closest battle we do have, because if you look at the positions, they're all separated by a couple tenths between each other. But is that M&T Louis? He's on the DRS of IFRS, but we'll keep an eye, see if they start battling. But what are the VRT drivers doing? Yeah, they're kind of separated off a bit, but if they do go into a little bit of a battle, just say Simon, and then we'll go on board with them with another round of battling.
And Awi is coming back at the back of the 88 driver. It was like 5 seconds.
Who?
3 laps ago, and now he's only like 1.5.
Oh, and they're still going. The STV drivers, not STV, the VRT drivers doing it this time, and they're going side by side yet again. He tried it, but you had to take a warning for that there. But yeah, they've absolutely burned their ERS, so Tim will just bomb off for the ERS difference that they're both at. But what's it looking like for here? We've got M&T Louis right on the back of R4. Is he going to look for the inside move? He's going to stick his nose out and he's going to send it down the inside on R4, but has he got it? No. A little bit of wheel contact there.
We're banging.
I must say we've got a lot of Spaniards in the chat. I must say, a lot of the messages in the chat are all Spanish.
It's because there is actually 3 Spanish teams. There is S2V, ET8 and CGT, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say that. We've got 25 people watching and at least everyone has been talking Italian, so a lot of them have been saying Vamos CGT. It's actually a fairly good thing, but CGT Andrea will unfortunately not be able to finish on the podium as he's got 11 seconds of penalties. So that might slot the TTG driver of TX6 Pro into the podium if he can continue this up and just be patient. But if for all Young Power and Lamp F1 have pretty much peeled themselves away from the grid of 7 seconds dead, but ET8 Biavi taking up another 3-second time penalty. But if I look in the distance there, that looks like the VRT driver is having a little bit of a battle yet again on the first sector. But nothing much happening between them.
Oh, and team is off.
Oh, he's completely off. Yeah, he's unfortunately off. So we don't have that battle anymore between the guys. So we will just have to see if it happens. But yeah, Tim taking up a time penalty now. He's on 18 seconds of penalties, and so is Tim. Leon is now on 20 seconds. Meanwhile, yeah, so they're both just having a little bit of fun. They're the end. But what are your thoughts on this race, though? Overall, the grid is fairly separated, and also there's
happening, but some interesting battles for the lead at the start of the race, and then for the midfield position in the end. So
oh no! And that's both of them that just collided.
No
the
way.
VRT drivers, they just went side by side and they've both just lost it. Both of their wings have just absolutely went clean off. Oh, and that's Harry. Harry looking like he's sending it on Drez, and he gets it done. Fantastic move. That slots him out into P7. So Harry actually doing a pretty big recovery drive. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Because he did start.
It will drop a little bit to P9 maybe because he has 6 seconds of it. So let's see.
Oh, and Leon and Tim, they're both going to be double stacking. So not the greatest for VRT. So
3 seconds for Harry. He's not. He has got 9 seconds of penalty.
But look at this though. They've got double stack and they've got a repair wing damage, and he's getting held up.
Oh, he won't go out. I'm pretty sure he won't go out. Ah, no, I did.
There we go. Oh, look at the time that Leon's losing though.
Yeah, they're just having fun at the moment.
Yeah, obviously I would expect that, obviously, because they've had a fairly amazing season, you could say, or event. But M&T Louis picking up a 3-second time penalty as we're into lap 27 of the Leonis Invitational event. So in my opinion, I would say this is a fairly straightforward race. Obviously it's just may the best man win, or may the best driver win, because this track is just filled with penalties. If you can keep consistent with your penalties and just obviously not exceed anything, and you just keep your nose clean and stay behind, and just that's all it is. And Lamp has pretty much just showed that right there. Obviously he's got a 3-second time penalty, but he stayed consistently in the lead, as I'm pretty sure he did actually start pole, if I'm correct. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. He started P2, so Efrod Youngper actually took the lead. So the top two have fairly stayed in what they are at. But that's Lamp F1 now onto the last lap. So could we see potentially Young Power maybe catch up, and we could have a last lap battle? But yeah, it's just looking like a DRS train, Simon, between the top 4 to 8.
It's always the case in F1 2020, but even more in USA with the long back straight.
Yeah, it almost puts a little bit more on the top, considering that you've got the and that's who is that? That is Leon. Leon's round, and he is now being lapped, and that's TTG Gorse on his another penalty. But I don't think anything's really gonna change unless Lamp or Young Power just randomly gets a penalty. But that's Efrel Shapley leaving the lobby, obviously due to disqualification of penalties. But looks like CGT and Troa burning all the ERS. But that's TTG Textflix Pro. He wants this podium on track. He doesn't want to get it through the penalties. He wants to get it through on track. So he is now into P3 on the last lap as well. So he's picked this moment fairly well. But is anyone else going to go for a really interesting move on the last lap? I don't think it is, but I think we have already got our winner for the finale of the Leonis Invitational. So we're going to go on board with Lamp F1 as he crosses the line to win the Leonis Invitational event. And if I'm correct, that means that MNT actually indeed win the esports event. So congratulations to the MNT esports team for winning the invitational event. So yeah, congratulations. A little bit of applause there, but congratulations though to Lamp F1. He stayed consistent. He stayed consistent the whole race. He was doing well. He did the overtakes perfect, and he's taken a dub for the team. And Everall Young Power finishing second.
Once again, he did 3 races, and each of the races he did, he finished second. So congratulations.
Yeah, absolute masterclass.
Very consistent.
Yeah, he stayed very consistent. I cannot agree with you anymore. And then TTG TextFix Pro doing an absolutely astonishing drive. He went for the move. He didn't want it on penalties. He wanted to show his team that he can do it through just on the track and full on pace. So he could have got it he could have got it through penalties, but he just sent it. But
a performance that might allow TTG to overtake VRT in the standings. So it will be interesting to see at the end.
Yeah, but that looks like Tim Winting giving a little bit of donuts on the stream. So yes, thank you to all the teams who have participated in this event. We cannot thank you anymore, obviously. Congratulations to MNT, but Tim Winting, as you see, Simon, do you see this?
Yeah.
He's giving a little bit of appreciation to all the drivers, so we can't thank you anymore for obviously this is our first event, I'm pretty sure. So I could say it's pretty successful, but wow, what an event. It's been an absolute roller coaster for the comms. And also for the teams. There's been a lot of upsets, and there's been a lot of positives, and there's been a lot of negatives up and down through the series. But
I think each team at this moment to really shine at one point of the season, with MNT not winning. I think it's the first MNT wins actually, because even though they were leading the championship, they didn't win yet. So congratulations for their first win. And yeah, each team at one point did manage to bring some good results, and everyone has been able to show what they were able to do.
Yeah, 100%. But driver of the day for Drez. But Trap Formula says some nice donuts and good commentary for you and Simon. Obviously, Simon isn't actually never done commentary before. For you to get a congratulations, Simon, you must be very happy with that you've been told that you've got good comms.
I don't know if I can happy. I will have to listen to myself afterwards, but yeah, it was really fun to commentate my first ever race. My pedals are dead, so I can't race. But yeah, maybe in the future I will commentate again. So let's see.
Yeah, obviously, what an event though. 5 rounds of absolute just, like, not even carnage, but just everything in general. This event has provided a lot, but M&T win the Leonis Invitational event.
Congratulations to them, because they really were super consistent. They didn't win a lot of podium, a lot of races, but they were always here in the top 5, in the top 6, bringing points home. So congratulations to them for always being super, how do you say, consistent.
Yeah, but here is the top 3. Obviously, I can try my best to read it out. But the top 3 M&T Lamp, FL Young Power, TextFix Pro, M&T Louis, Drez, CGT Pasteur, I4 Ace, Harry B, CGT Androa, TTG Gerzay, STV Ribbon, Brivey, Colin R. Mason, Fenny, Leon, Tim, me, Phil Chapelele, then I4 Stinson, and then rounding off LR's Zach. So, what a season though, Simon. What a season.
Yeah, it's been really hectic to organize everything, but I'm really glad we make it to the end. And thanks for all the team who take part. Thanks for Sam and Quen for the stewarding, and thanks to you and Brian and Bjorn for the commentating. Really a great team, and in the future, in the next months, I'm really looking forward to still working with you. Yeah,
I hope for another event, obviously, because it's good for me because I get to improve as well. Obviously, this is my first ever event, so it's obviously been a privilege for me, and thank you to the drivers for obviously providing the great battles for me to commentate over. But until the next one though, Simon, wouldn't you agree? Until the next event, that is when we will see you all. But I think that is us for tonight, wouldn't you agree? Right, but thank you everyone for watching and subscribing and liking and showing all the support towards the team, and that's been me, LR Delta, your main commentator, and LR Simon, the co-commentator, and we will see you on the next event. Goodbye.